So first I'll explain to you that what can you get from this particular channel of OneHealth. Now OneHealth is dedicated to giving you scientific and based on facts and evidences, information about nutrition, and not only just basic nutrition, but nutrition for recovery, nutrition for healing, and nutrition for managing your diseases and disorders. So One Health is a platform where we have about more than 50 nutritionists who are working within this platform and giving advice for for patients, and this advice is given via video calls and via telephonic voice calls, mobile calls. But today, what I'm going to be telling you about is intermittent fasting done the Vedic way. So in this channel, what we try to do is we try to break down myths, we try to bring evidence, we try to bring information. And first, I'm sure you want to know a little bit about me. So I'm a medical doctor by training. I passed out from Maulana Azad Medical College. And post that, I decided, after working a little bit as a junior resident at the GB Pant Hospital in the cardiology department, that I want to work in area where we can work on recovery after the patient is discharged from the hospital, and also help the patient to understand on how to heal the body through a very powerful tool called clinical nutrition. In this, what we have also done is that we have added elements of the ancient Vedic nutrition philosophy. So modern nutrition along with Vedic nutrition, but in the framework of modern medical healthcare, modern medical science. So when we talk about today's my topic is intermittent fasting done the Vedic way. Now first you will, I'm sure, would be keen to know that this intermittent fasting, is it good or bad? Now there are no simple answers whether intermittent fasting is good or bad, because it depends a lot on not only how much you're fasting, but on what you're eating when you're not fasting. So firstly, I'll tell you what are the typical mistakes which people are making in intermittent fasting. The first mistake which people make when they are doing intermittent fasting is that during the time when they are eating or the feeding cycle, they are eating foods which are not aligned, not supporting their body type. Now you may wonder, food is food. What is body type got to do with food? But you'll be surprised that the compatibility between your body and your food is paramount. It's most critical. If the food you're eating is not compatible with your body type, you can develop disorders, you can develop malnutrition, you can develop many health conditions, which is only because the food which you are eating is not compatible with your body type. A lot of people will say, how come? Isn't food energy? How does it matter who's eating it? But it does matter, because your body type, your metabolic type, how the body metabolizes food, how the body reacts or responds to the environment is very different for each body type. So I'll give you a very simple example which we use. If three people of different body types drink a glass of milk, the body type 1, which has more of, let's say, fire element, may drink milk but will develop acidity over a period of time, which they may or may not associate it with drinking milk. The second thing is the second body type, which has more of, let's say, the movement element, the air element associated. They'll drink milk and they'll get burping, they'll get gaseous formation. And the third body type, it may suit them or it may give them phlegm. So what is that the same milk is reacting differently on different body types. Now let's look at the second factor, which is the season. The season also has an impact on the food. So when we are doing intermittent fasting, if we are not having foods which are compatible with our body type, we can have problems, we can have health problems. That is point number 1. Point number 2, which is very important for intermittent fasting, is that what you're eating, what are you combining it with? What are the food combinations? Are you having milk and fruit? Are you having a chicken burger with a Greek citrus fruits? They're wrong combinations. All the high risk of heart attacks and had heart attacks. That is the worst. The best, like I said, is you don't show any results, so at least you'll give it up. But the worst is that you might end up with a heart condition. So now you might think that what is the right way of doing intermittent fasting? The right way, let's begin with number one point is, first point is, please understand your body type and eat foods during the feeding cycle which are aligned to your body type. Most important. Second is eat the right kind of food combinations. Don't mix citrus and milk and curd and milk, sorry, curd and fruits and stuff like that, which are really bad combinations. Third thing is, during the intermittent fasting cycle, please do not eat after sunset because your circadian rhythm, your digestive rhythm will go against you. So if you're planning to do an intermittent fasting of 16 hours and your first meal or your last meal is going to be at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. and then you start doing your intermittent fasting and go into the next day, you are going against your biological clock. That's not how intermittent fasting is to be done. So you have to stop eating at sunset and then give yourself 16 hours gap. So which means if you've stopped eating at, say, approximately 6 or 7 p.m. or let's say 6 p.m., then you get your 6 hours till 12 and then you get your 10 hours. So which means that at least by 10 a.m. you can eat something. But if you delay it, then you are going into 11 a.m. and then 12 noon and then 1 p.m., which is dangerous because between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. your gastric acidity is the highest. And if you don't put food inside, you are going to end up with stomach problems and hopefully not, but maybe ulcers, stomach ulcers. So that's the problem. Inflammation is the problem. So that is a very important rule that if you really want to do intermittent fasting, do it the Vedic way. Now, in the Vedic way, what is the intermittent fasting? How is the protocol different? Firstly, in the Vedic way, besides eating according to your body type, besides eating according to the correct food combinations, you have to have foods which are alkaline in nature. For example, vegetable juices. So you use a juicer and you make vegetable juices of raw vegetables because that will give you your body alkaline. It will make your body alkaline. Now there are so many vegetables, but you can also add aloe vera, which is great. So you can make a smoothie which has aloe vera, which has pumpkin, which has cucumber. You can choose the vegetables of your choice and make a vegetable juice, which is very important if you're doing intermittent fasting. Second thing which is very important is bowel movements. So that means that during intermittent fasting at night, after your last meal, you must have something which gives either fiber or, like in India, we use triphala. Triphala is a very commonly available combination of 3 herbs which helps the bowels to stay healthy. It's not just about, it's not laxative. It's something which keeps the bowel healthy. It keeps the gut healthy. So it's triphala which helps. But otherwise, if you don't have triphala in your country, at least use some fiber to move the bowels. The next thing which is very important is that besides this vegetable alkaline juice in which you can put aloe vera or you can put avocado or you can put a little bit of coconut water, you also have to have 3 fruits a day. Now you might wonder, oh, fruit is sweet, I don't want to lose weight, I want to lose weight, I will not have fruit. But that's wrong, because when you're doing intermittent fasting and your fat breakdown happens, your fat breakdown needs vitamins. That's the raw material for the liver. The liver needs those vitamins to break down fat. If it doesn't get that vitamin supply, how will it break down fat? So it's not just that it's a box. Your body is not a box where you're taking out food and you're putting food. Your body is a very sophisticated machine, and that machine to run needs its own vitamins and minerals. So which means that fruit is very important. Of course, you can choose fruits which are low glycemic index, which is papaya, or which could be cherries, or which could be pomegranate, or which could be like guavas or pears, and not eat fruits like mangoes or muskmelon, which is also called, or honeydew or grapes. So or bananas, don't have those high glycemic foods. Have low glycemic foods, but you have to have fruits. By the way, muskmelon is high glycemic and watermelon is low glycemic. So you have to also differentiate between different melons. The next thing which is very important is that whatever food you're having during the feeding cycle, it should not come from very rich meals, which means don't have a cheese pizza, or don't have white rice and a curry, or don't have bread sandwich. Rather have foods which will support your metabolism. Like for example, you could have dishes made out of millets. There's so many millets, foxtail millets, finger millets, so many millets are there, quinoa. So all these different millets are what will help you to actually support your goals of weight loss or cholesterol management or liver management. So that is very important. Just don't go around eating bread and pizza and noodles and stuff like that, because that will harm you. Another thing is hydration. You need to have 2 liters of water at least if you're doing intermittent fasting. You need to cleanse and hydrate your intestine. If you don't do that, your intermittent fasting is not going to work. It's definitely not going to work. You'll have other problems. So that is also very important. Then during intermittent fasting, try avoiding having too much of dairy, like curd, like Greek yogurt, like stuff like that, because it doesn't work with weight loss. If you're doing it for weight loss, it won't work with weight loss. I know some people say I'm having low fat yogurt, or I'm having low fat this, but yogurt is highly phlegmatic, and uh, it reduces the movement. So in traditional Ayurvedic system, yogurt is not given, curd is not given when you're losing weight. They're given warm spices, like for example, decoctions. Now, what is a typical decoction? A decoction would have holy basil, it would have ginger, it would have turmeric, it would have a little bit of black pepper, and that is together, boiled in water, and the water is reduced. As the water reduces, then that with like half a teaspoon of honey, just a little bit of honey is taken. Now, most people think honey is only a sweetener. No, it is not. Honey is a transporter of all these spices into the deeper tissues where they start working. So these spices have a medicinal effect, and when they go into the deeper tissues, the honey is a transporter. It transports these spices into the deeper tissue. So that's what honey does. So when you are having these decoctions, they help to cleanse the system. You're having water and you're having these things. Now, salads is very important during intermittent fasting. I don't know how many people really have salads, because most people are so comfortable having their normal food, which could be refined food, sugary food, coffees and teas and stuff like that. Salads are very important if you really want the intermittent fasting to work. And it's also very important that besides not having an overdose of tea and coffee, you have to do those standard things like don't eat white sugar, don't eat white salt, don't eat white flour. Those are very basics of any good health regime. So when you do the Vedic fasting, Vedic intermittent fasting, like I said, you have to follow the concept of personal uh, compatibility. You have to follow the concept of eating according to the right food combinations, finishing your meals at the right time, that's sunset, and not upsetting your circadian rhythm. Then it is very important that you have to have those basic vitamins and minerals in your diet coming from natural foods. If you follow this simple methodology of Vedic intermittent fasting, you will get better results, not only in terms of weight loss, but your skin, your hair, your energy, and overall your lifestyle disorders will improve. So, in case you're interested to know more about Vedic intermittent fasting, I would invite you to directly message us. We run a company where we have over 50 nutritionists, and then we have doctors who run this clinical nutrition programs. And our main goal is to support our clients in becoming healthier by using the power of nutrition, which is both modern and both modern Western and Indian traditional, a combination of both. So if you're interested, reach out to us, message us, and we are here to guide you and help you. And one thing more, please subscribe to the channel. Please press the bell icon. Like the channel if you find what we are saying makes sense, is useful for you. And more importantly, watch out for our next session, because every day we post one video, and these videos are not random videos. These are based on our expertise, because for 25 years we've been doing the same thing. and 25 years, and we have thousands and thousands of clients who have benefited from our program. And now we are trying to help others in eating right, understanding nutrition, understanding their body, so that they can use food as medicine.